you cut me too deep. I think I'm dying here, man.
Welcome to the 3B Video Deep Cut Podcast.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes. It was fun.
Aw, yeah. It's that time again for another bi-weekly podcast with your hosts, Rotten Roger DeMarco and
Evil Dead Inkson. Raj, one generation's tragedy is the next one's joke.
It's true, and your lemon bars taste like ass. But that's right. We're here. Another 2 weeks has gone down. Another entry in the Scream franchise. This time we've taken, a full decade, right? Before coming back?
A bit over, because that was 2000 was Scream 3, and this is 2011, I believe, when this comes out. So yeah, we're 10 years beyond this trilogy concluding, and we've got a fourth movie now.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I know 2 weeks ago, my friend, we were discussing, obviously, the openers to films, and we were talking about how the opener to 3 was pretty rough, and I said, I think you're in for a rude awakening with 4, because to me, 4 has the worst opener, so I'm curious what you think about it. You can let me know, and then we can get into that brief plot synopsis, I guess. I guess that is the synopsis, right? 10 years later, we're back. 11 years later. I don't know. However you want to word it.
It rung a bell with me because this is my second viewing of the movie. When we bought the DVD, and then when I rewatched the DVD this week, and I remember when I watched it the first time, I laughed. I was like, "This is goofy." I was like, "This is funny." I don't know if it's meant to be funny or if it's not. I'm not sure, but I was like, "This is funny." Like, I hope they just get bigger and bigger celebrities every time. Rewatching it this time, I'm like, oh, I remember this happening. I don't know about it this time. Like, it felt kind of Scorcher 4, 5, 6-ish.
Oh boy, does it. Here we go again. Again.
And I was like, that's an odd way to start things. Like, what if that worked here? Like, what if we tried to start up recording this podcast and we just play the intro again, and then we have two different guys play us for like 3 minutes just talking about Scream or Stab, and then we'll just start the podcast intro over again.
Oh boy, super meta, so stupid. I remember watching this for the first time and just being so, I don't want to say let down, but
I was more impressed. I was like, holy shit, he got Kristen Bell to do this? Cool. Anna Paquin?
Anna Paquin? Yeah.
I was like, nice. Good pull, Wes.
I like her.
I don't mind Kristen Bell. I thought she was fine.
Yeah, she's cool in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
The wife really enjoyed the Veronica Mars TV series.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. All that I do know is this opener takes its sweet time with, the Stab 6 opener is the opener to Stab 7, yada yada, and then the actual killing of the two girls, it doesn't have a punch to it,
Yeah,
I get the meta stuff is fine, but the actual victims is not.
Well, partially because I'm like, when's it gonna restart again? Is it is it for real this time, or are we in Stab 8 and didn't know it? I did like how he really kind of takes a piss out of where franchises kind of go. Like when the one girl's explaining, 5 has time travel in it. Like, oh yeah, that sounds like us talking about Friday the 13th. Like, we started out in a campground, so in 9 more entries, we're gonna go to space.
We go to hell first.
Yeah.
We go to New York, we go to hell, and we go to space.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a trip. So it's interesting to hear that aspect of 5 has time travel, and you're like, how the hell is it going to have time travel? We accepted crazier things.
Because in the real franchise's fifth entry, we have visions of your dead ghost dad telling you how to become a serial killer. Like,
That's the last thing I need in a Scream movie is Bill Cosby.
yes. The pudding pops.
But speaking of Bill Cosby, I did see two other names that go right along with him during the credits of this movie, the Bob and Harvey Weinsteins.
Yeah, this is another Weinstein flick.
Yep, this is in the dying days of that Miramax / that Dimension Extreme line of movies.
Oh, baby.
Oh, gosh.
I own a couple of those. Not great, but not terrible. Kind of run-of-the-mill, cheap stuff.
Do you remember any of the Dimension Extreme titles?
Just one off the top of my head, and it's called Storm Warning. I think I told you about it once before.
I think
it's
you
not
have.
terrible.
I think I know we've come across talking Dimension Extreme Pictures before, and that title tells me all I need to know about the entire wing of that department.
I feel like it was Australian, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a few years since I've watched it, if you can believe that. But it's a husband and wife, and I think they're on a vacation or a honeymoon type of deal, and it's very Deliverance-esque mixed with a little I Spit on Your Grave. They stumble upon this house. They want to use the phone, and it's these like drug farmers' house, and they're also killers, and they try to kill this husband and wife. And it's kind of got like some home invasion stuff too, but it's just kind of a grimy, weird Ozploitation film. Is that a word? Is that a thing?
Absolutely. I think the Mad Max movies are that.
There you go. That's what it is. And it's raining all the time because, storm warning. That's why they can't leave. It's an island, maybe?
Well, that's a weird way to go with it. Like, it storms a lot. Let's incorporate that in the title. Does that have anything to do with anything? Not really, but it sets it. Atmosphere? Mm-hmm. Sure.
What is it? I Know What You Did Last Summer Part 2, Storm Warning.
Oh, God.
I Know What You Did Last Hurricane.
Yeah, I stayed indoors.
Smoked weed with Jack Black.
Yeah. But along those same lines, we have, this is the next generation. They've kind of left all that Hollywood bullshit in the past, and now we're back into really kind of talking horror films.
Oh boy, yeah. Time to pump up the meta.
Pump up the meta and bring in our next cast of kids who I'm trying now. It's literally not even been a full day since I've rewatched the movie, and I'm like, all right, the teenage characters' names: broody, moody boyfriend, brown hair guy,
Charlie, Trevor.
The two, like if you split Randy in two, the two cinema kids. That one's a Culkin, I believe.
Mm-hmm. From Signs.
Yeah, you got Jill, our cousin to Sydney, which we never we never see like the family bloodline really on that. Like, yeah, we see her mom, but like there's as much like family connection there as between you and your mailman.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they have that one throwaway line of,
what, I'm gonna get the groceries.
My mom's sister. No, she's like, she was my sister. I have scars too, referring to Maureen.
Yeah, like that discussion where they kind of forget like there's a family bloodline technically there, and like I kind of wonder if that was throughout at all.
Also, I don't know. Did you watch any of the deleted scenes, special features, any of that stuff?
I did not.
I was combing through deleted scenes this morning to just see if there was anything that stood out. Not a lot, okay? Pretty standard stuff, just a couple
I don't even know if I have deleted scenes on my edition, but
on your just regular DVD?
Yeah.
That's what I have.
Oh,
so
maybe.
I'm sure you do. But there is a conversation between Dewey and Gale the morning of the book signing for Sid. And Dewey has this line where he says, this is her first time back in Woodsboro since her dad died. So it is on the cutting room floor, but
They finally killed the
technically canon that the dad died of some cause.
drug overdose.
They don't. Yeah, probably. Like he's Rick Dukeman from Scary Movie.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's a Scary Movie timeline. I didn't even think of him at all in this movie. Not once that I was like, where is the dad this time? Because he's so not been a part of the fucking story for 4 movies. Like, I just given up at that point. I did like, though, going back to the characters right quick, I did like Kirby.
Yeah, Hayden Pantier.
Yeah, I don't. She's got one of those names like Dino Freno. It's gonna be tough for me to fucking say on the wing, but like, she's good. She has presence, and her character is interesting as it goes. I did love, though, when you talk about that book signing. I love that when Asgail's like, "Oh, I've not had a chance to read it." There's literally a copy on the nightstand, and Dewey has passages memorized already, and she hasn't read page 1 of it.
Because she's so bitter. That's the other thing in this movie, where we start to set up even Sydney and Gale as red herrings for the possibility that they could be the killer. They're both talking about, getting rid of the victim role. So if you're not the victim, you would be the killer.
I never got that impression either viewing that.
Really?
Yeah, I never was like, it's going to be one of them. I figured just like in the last movie, like those 3 core people are plot armor proof. Like you could throw a knife at full speed at them and the butt end of it will just bounce off Dewey's noggin again.
And he doesn't fall down many stairs in this movie. He doesn't fall down a lot of stuff.
He's also not limping anymore in this movie. He is full-fledged running in a scene. I'm like, but you have a limp, nerve damage. Continuity, sir.
10 years of physical therapy.
Yeah,
baby.
he decided to give up being a technical advisor on a movie and a bodyguard of sort, like a secondhand bodyguard, to back to being the sheriff of the town that he left. And apparently small town life is just crushing Gale Weathers' soul.
She's destined for the stars, baby. Which to me is motive to be a killer. She's in this rut. She wants to be big again. It would be a perfect plot for her to pin the murder on someone and her be the one to solve it so she could be the hero.
I mean, I get...
Makes sense, but that's not the route we go. We go the long-lost cousin and film geek, and that's okay.
We travel further down that soap opera role, like just bring back another blood relative and make them, which really would probably make Sydney start questioning shit a lot more, like, fuck, I can't, my family's even trying to kill me. But at least they're more focused now on just doing their own thing and having Sydney just as a part of it. We're finally stepping away from people just being pissed off that Maureen was a floozy. Although
there is some 80-yard lines. Where is it? It's after the one girl gets killed that was in the closet, maybe?
Oh, yes, the third friend that I just completely forget about. That's the first kind of victim.
And they come outside, and the neighbors have gathered, and you hear 2 different ladies say something like, I thought we were past this, and then like, welcome back, Sydney, and then something about, you're just like your mother. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Nothing. Yeah, that's like at the book signing. They're like across the street gossiping loud enough that they can hear her.
That might be the scene I'm referring to. For some reason, I was thinking it was after the murder. But that you're just like your mother. And I'm like, where does that...
Who is like that?
Am I a whore? I'm not over here like blowing people in the bookstore. I don't get it.
No, I don't. Nor do I was initially like, holy shit, because when they first pan us into Woodsboro again, they have all these scream masks on the light poles. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, they're really embracing tragedy around here now. Like, that's not shit that's going on in like Milwaukee for Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, there's not human carcasses hanging off things for celebratory parades and shit. It's kids apparently, and I'm like, this doesn't feel like kids. Like
these darn hooligans.
Yeah, they got to bring out like the cherry picker to pull these like things on top of the light poles.
Oh yeah, they're like 15 feet in the air.
Yeah, and they stretch the entire city block, and I'm like, kids aren't doing this.
No, they're far too lazy. But they're also far too lazy to create an intricate, foolproof murder plot.
Yeah.
And that's what all of these movies surround. Sidebar, speaking of that opening sequence, when we see those Scream maquettes, or whatever you want to call them, hanging, do you notice what's in the background?
I guess not.
The fountain.
Oh, no.
From where the characters in the first movie are eating lunch. And when I saw that fountain, I went, boom, that's nostalgia for me, but two, that also makes me wish I was watching that movie.
Like, 3 movies ago it was a lot easier to do all this.
Remember that when it was like super awesome?
And I don't know. I bought Jamie Kennedy as a film guru goof. They're a little like I saw we have Kevin Williamson back, so the dialogue is back to being very Kevin Williams-y.
So snappy and hip.
But I don't know. It felt old man me popping out being like, kids don't talk this intricately about cinema.
No, they do not.
But I would believe them having an H2 poster in their cinema club sign. So
yeah.
I'm really questioning their critiquing of cinema in general with it. They're like someone bought one of them posters and hung it up in here. And the wife tried to justify it. She's like, well, maybe they could only find so many posters to hang up in there. Like, then you just don't hang that one. Mm-hmm. Hang anything else. The poster work in this movie is strange to me. Also, the fact that Kirby would have a Tremors poster in her house. Not that that's not
a big Kevin Bacon fan.
She displays her horror movie credentials later, but I'm like, you are too young for that movie. Not like to see it, but like too young to get your hands on a copy of a poster of that movie.
An OG poster. It's an Amazon reprint, you know.
Even that, to be like, to pay $10 to have that shipped to you redone up today, like I don't buy it. It'd be like one of the kids in my house having a Tremors poster. I'm like, where the fuck did you get that?
I got it at Crypticon.
Give me that.
You took me. This is mine. Also, that's a regular classroom, which made me think. I was trying to use my mind's eye and go back and think about the film club.
Oh, I was like, I'm curious if you're getting ready to do the exact same thing I asked during the movie. Go ahead.
So in the film club, it made me think of Brain Scan, and I started thinking like,
oh,
they have a film club. Did they have posters hanging up in their classroom? No, because it's a regular classroom, which means that classroom is used for other classes during the day. Mm-hmm. So it can't have those posters up unless every day at 3:15, Charlie and the goofy internet streamer kid and whoever else pull these posters out of a garbage bag and stick them up every day.
I mean,
do you stick them up every day so you can talk about movies? I don't get it.
I'll give him this bit. It could be a room that's not used as much, or a teacher that just has specific classes, like maybe a health class or something. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't mind if you hang this stuff up in here, post stuff." I had a few, not that had fucking posters like that in their class, but I did have a couple of rooms in my high school that like the teacher was like, "Yeah, this is also used for like that edition's version of home economics and shit." So they would put stuff like that in there, like, so that is
right next to all 20 of the ovens.
Yeah.
You got a "I spit on your grave" poster.
Yeah, that is more believable than not to me there. But I was like, holy shit! In 1996, they just killed 2 kids and threatened a third one. They're like, we're canceling all classes.
Yeah,
there's several bodies going on. We're well past that point. And they're still like, fuck you, get your ass to class. We have things to learn here in Woodsboro now.
It's a new generation, man.
Yeah,
you think it's the softer generation, right? So
yeah, they're so desensitized. 4 bodies in, they're like, I'm not canceling yet.
Not at all. But see, our kids, even if there's a gray cloud in the sky and they think it might snow, they cancel school. I'm like, I don't want to sound, there I am, old man shaking my hand at the clouds, but
No, I'm with you on
back
that.
in my day, we had to go to school.
Yeah. Unless three school buses were already ditched, or our asses were going to class. Now they're like, if the weatherman says, I think it could snow tomorrow, and it'll be 31 degrees outside. Mm-hmm. School's like, yeah, we probably should just play it safe. But of course, we didn't have the trope they have now of, well, we give you these little electronic devices, so now you can have school even when we say you're not coming in today.
Yes. And we can monitor everything you do.
Yeah, so there's no escaping anymore.
Let's go back in the Wayback Machine, since I'm justifying me being an old man. Columbine happened. No one got sent home. The only time that I can remember being sent home when there was a tragedy, 9/11.
I didn't even get that then.
9/11, we got sent home because where I am from, we live fairly close to Offutt Air Force Base. And there was worry that Offutt was going to get attacked. So all the schools in my neighboring area were like, get out of here in case a plane crashes too early. And so I missed school for that. But Columbine actively happening, and all the teachers are running around freaking out and like, what's going on? Don't worry about it. Finish your social studies. There are 16 kids getting murdered right now.
We have learned things to do here.
Yes.
Yeah, so
we must learn about the Magna Carta.
Yeah, so these kids are just they're desensitized to tragedy. They're like, that happens every week now. By 2011, that's common knowledge. That's it's raining outside. What else you got today?
Pretty much. I have one thing specifically that doesn't necessarily have to do with the plot or anything, but this has always been the reason I don't like to watch this movie. Is it has a very hazy look to the entire film. And that's something that happens. Directors will put Vaseline on the film lens.
Yeah.
So it kind of has this
dreamlike.
Yeah, and all the whites are really harshly blown out, and they all look smooth.
Yeah.
And I think the reason they did that is because Courtney Cox is starting to look older, Neve Campbell's starting to look older. And when you put that stuff on the lens, it kind of gets rid of a lot of that detail. It's such a foggy, it's not fog, but it's just a hazy looking movie. And I cannot stand the look of the movie. It's 2011 for me, I'll tell you that.
I don't know if I even noticed.
What?
That.
Holy crap.
Yes, I was just like, okay.
It stresses me out.
I was curious though. I was going to, and then I didn't keep track of it. I was like, is there more Neve Campbell on screen in this one than the previous one? Is this another incident where she's not on set as much? Because she's there, but I don't know if I feel like she's more there than the last movie or not. It feels about the same, so I was curious if there was the same discrepancy as the last movie, as she's only had 20 or so days to be on set to film things.
I'm not sure.
Also, it doesn't feel like her character. I feel like Wes is trying to do that Nightmare 3 thing, where we have those established characters you care about, and he's trying to introduce new ones that you care about.
Yeah.
Problem is, I think that the only one that I really cared about, he killed. I was like, if he
Kirby?
Yeah, I was like that'd have been an interesting twist if he had just went the route.
She doesn't die. She's in part 6.
Really? She's in 6?
Yeah, which is bull.
Spoiler.
Because she's dead. I
don't know.
I guess you haven't seen it.
No, I've
but
not.
She's a big part of it. She was in the trailers and everything.
Oh, I do not remember at all. Well, and as far as this movie is concerned, you're led to believe she's dead. I mean, she's stabbed a few times in the stomach, so I mean, shit. Dewey's been stabbed 7 or 8 times in the first 2 movies, and he's just getting better.
Yeah.
He's physically improving with each movie.
Yeah, I got titanium rods and stuff. That's the only thing that can explain the lack of limp.
Oh,
right?
Have metal legs now.
Oh yeah, he's full on Optimus Prime. Coptimus Prime, if you will.
Yeah, he doesn't have as goofy as a presence about him in this movie. He tries to be fairly serious. They kind of shift the goofiness onto his deputies, random guy and fit Anthony Anderson.
That's very strange to have Anthony Anderson be this weird side cop character.
See that
to me anyway.
I feel like they do a better job of building them up as potential killers when they're like they have one job is to just sit outside this house and make sure shit doesn't go wrong. And then when shit goes wrong, Dewey's like, "Where were you guys?" Like, "Oh, we were circling around trying to find this guy that went behind the house that we never see. They just come outside while the first girl's getting killed, and they're just not in the car, just not there. We have no explanation on where they went."
My favorite part about that whole scene is they act like a cat got away. Their whole demeanor is, we feel really bad. We're sorry, Sheriff. And he doesn't fire them. He's like, go home or go back to the station, whatever. Their negligence got people killed, gutted.
I feel if they weren't stabbed, they would have been fired after the second time when he was like, where are those two dipshits at? Like, oh, they were stabbed to death in their car down the street. Not even down the street, like down the block. So that led me to believe either Jill, the high school girl, or the geeky Culkin kid stabbed these guys, picked their bodies up, put them in the police cars, drove the car a block away, and then walked back.
It'd have to be Culkin.
I don't know.
It would just have to be.
That scrawny ass kid couldn't pick up Anthony Anderson, even in his fit days of shape. But I will say, of all the kills in the movie, the most memorable one to me is Anderson's stab to the forehead.
It would be fine if it didn't have the stinger of fuck Bruce Willis.
I don't get that one.
Because he's a cop who never dies. That's the whole joke.
Yeah, but I don't feel like that's not built. That's not established. That's just right out of, he just pulled that out of his ass out of nowhere. Like, fuck Bruce Willis.
Well, they bring that up. It's the last conversation him and the deputy have.
Oh.
Cops die because of this or this or this, unless you're Bruce Willis. And then, they do the whole check the perimeter thing.
See, that I feel like that's too throwaway to have that as a line there.
It is. It's also stupid. That's the biggest, it's so fucking dumb.
Okay, but take that out of it. How do you like the practical effect of that stab to the forehead?
I don't know that it's practical.
Really? I
don't think there's a blade. I think that's a CGI blade. And I think that blood running is CGI. I'd have to look, but
I thought it looked pretty good. I was like, that's different.
Yeah, it's not a bad kill.
Yeah, I've seen stab wounds to the shoulders and the back and the stomach. I've seen all that. When you're getting to the neck and above, that's not done too often. So that will stay with me a bit better than the other ones.
It seems like it's more personal. Like it hurts more.
And I'm more like,
not just this blanket area of, got him in the chest, got him in the leg, got him in the arm, the old pity me service wound that everyone gets.
Yeah, there's no protection. There's no protecting that area. Like the neck and head is always exposed. There's no covering that ever. So those wounds there are always like, and at the same time I'm like, that's a really good knife. That just went right all the way through his head.
It's a badass hunting knife.
You could definitely cut shoes with that.
If you have to, probably.
It's always their selling pitch, like, you can cut a pair of shoes with this knife. Like, I've never needed to cut a pair of shoes for any reason, ever. And I've lived 40 years. I've still never had to cut a shoe once.
You watch, tomorrow you'll have to cut a pair of shoes in half.
Like, oh my gosh, if I just had a Ginsu knife, I could cut this shoe off.
Laney will probably be like, what I want to do is cut 2 shoes in half and then glue them together so it's mismatched colors. And you'll be like, I actually know how to do that. I learned it.
I've been waiting. infomercials have been training me for this day for years.
Mighty putty, bitch.
Is this still the same guy doing the Ghostface voice? Because it sounds like him, but not entirely like him anymore.
Oh, it's Roger Jackson.
He sounds.
I just think
he sounds younger.
He's less enthused.
Really, I thought he sounded like younger. Than he sounds has a more distinguished sound to him in the previous entries. And this one, he sounds a bit, I don't know, more amped up, more hype. I don't know. I'm more used to that, like, kind of like same tone to his voice, and occasionally some spikes of anger in there. And this one,
Gotcha.
He kind of flares up, and it feels more excited than pissed.
The only scene in the movie where I feel like his voice is too different, which makes sense, is when he's hiding in the closet.
Which I was like, bullshit.
Because
this girl didn't hear him talking on the phone in the goddamn closet.
And that's why Kirby was like, I can barely hear you, because he's whispering. He's in the closet and he's whispering to her. And that's the only time, to me, that his voice sounds any different.
Which the third girl should be like, hold on, I had two other voices coming out of my closet. Let me check it really quick.
Yeah, pretty much. Can you see me? Like Scary Movie, kicking his feet behind the couch.
Yeah, and I was like, so he's in a, so yeah, that's even further. I'm like, bullshit. He's in a closet across the street with like those metal slats over his eyes with a mask over that. And he's like, they're watching Shaun of the Dead over there.
Only reason he knows that is because that girl's phone is on speakerphone because she's changing. And they say they're watching Shaun of the Dead. So he would hear it. But if she wasn't on speakerphone, that would make sense.
I can't say nothing there because I would be like, so he just knows Shaun of the Dead from the dialogue. And I'm like, yeah, I would.
Well, yeah, we do.
Yeah, like, yeah, I would know that. Fuck.
Yeah, a true cinephile would know Shaun of the Dead just from hearing
Barry.
half a line of dialogue in Simon Pegg's voice.
All right, yeah, I'll give it that. I was more just hung up on like, how is he able to? It felt like some My Cousin Vinny shit. Like, so you could identify these two suspects for a matter of 2 seconds, looking through this dirty window, this crud-covered screen, these trees with all these leaves on them, and I don't know how many bushes. 7 bushes.
Here's the biggest area of you're lying in this movie to me, and I feel like if I don't bring it up, you're gonna bring it up. So we're gonna put our old man glasses on.
I'm already there.
And we're going to discuss the Stabathon because they're going to watch 7 2-hour movies, and it seems to me that they're not starting until
like 7 p.m. that night. Yeah,
7 p.m.
Again, during the rewatching, I was like, they're going to be watching shit for like 10 hours.
14 hours. Let's just round up and say 2-hour movies, 7 of them. Or even if they're an hour and a half, they're going to talk in between movies. They got to take time to load the next movie, whatever. Because it's like when you go see a special screening of something. You know, Joe Bob talked for almost an hour before starting Texas Chainsaw 2, and then talked for another hour after. So it was like our whole evening was Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and it's an hour and 28 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these kids are looking at getting drunk, passing out, waking up, sobering up, getting drunk again.
They're there till at least 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, it's an abandoned farmhouse. How are they getting this much power out here? And this is not an abandoned...
Where's the bathroom?
Yeah, this is not abandoned because there's hay everywhere.
How'd they get all this hay and no horses?
Yeah, dry hay everywhere. What, are you trying to kill us? Definitely somebody is smoking something around all this dry hay. And the fact that this has not gone up in flames and caused a massive tragedy already...
Oh, yeah. Kill them all. Like a Great White concert.
Yeah, I was like, how come that's not Ghostface's MO here? Like, that's what he should be doing, is just being like, there's a shitload of hay. I could just get rid of all these people in one shot. Yeah, one match. Ugh.
Toast, literally.
But I was like, where's this power coming from? They are running a shitload of Christmas lights.
Where's the internet coming from? because Gail is they just have the best technology
And
ever.
this comes with power. Like the kid's streaming shit from his headpiece and like, oh, I'm streaming all the time. Like, I can't do that now unless I've got my phone attached and shit to me. Like, but in 2011, I want to be like, that was not a thing then. But I mean, this franchise is notorious for having technology way beyond its year's capabilities.
Oh yeah, it's some Jason X level technology, to be honest. She has 3 cameras she sneaks in.
Oh, that was 4. I thought she had 4 of them.
Oh, 3 or 4. Okay, 4. Okay, yeah, there are 4 cameras. Wireless. So we're getting a wireless transmission.
Yeah, no delays either.
That's going to her laptop in her car. And it's in real time. Yeah, like you said, no delays.
Yeah, wait 1996 no more. No 30-second delays anymore, sir. This shit is to the second timing.
And we also set her up to get murdered, which she makes the dumbest decision in cinema history. She calls Dewey and, I need backup. Let's go catch the killer. He's here. He's like, I'm kind of busy. And she's like, I'll do it myself. And then gets the holy hell stabbed out.
Because they have to put these two at odds. Because they can't stand them to be on the same page. And they start the movie as a happy married couple. So it's like, we can't keep this going. We got to have them at odds where she wants to do shit and she knows. She fucking knows. She can't just bully her way into information. Like, she knows what the police protocols are. This isn't her first rodeo.
No.
But she's just like, you tell me shit now. In front of everybody. Tell me now what's going on here.
That's a breach of confidentiality, and I could lose my job as the sheriff.
I was like, we're a team. We're a team. Like,
I'll tell you at home when it's not in front of the public eye.
how come she has such a, like, definite get the shit done mentality for her work when it's her work? And then she has her, like, set, like, guidelines of things. But as soon as it conflicts with Dewey's exact same thing, she's like, well, fuck you, Dewey. You go by what I say.
Because she's a woman.
Oh, you're peeking into our...
I apologize to our 0% female audience.
You're peeking into our 1-stars a bit early with that. I'll just preface that there.
Oh, this is straight up femme fatale power up in here in this movie.
Yeah, because, I mean, Dewey's, aside from, getting his balls smashed virtually, physically, and all manners by Gale in public, he's also just never anywhere on time.
No.
He is late to everything in this movie.
I would chalk it up to his limp, but
No,
it's not there.
He is running full blast into this barn. No limp, no hesitation, no surrender. He is Thunder Gun in that moment. But driving places, where the hell is he going? He has to do a big whip around to save Gale from that barn party.
How big is Woodsboro?
Yeah, well, I mean,
every time it's always like, I'm 6 minutes away. How? Why?
I mean, we've seen how big the vast areas are in the first movie, so if we're going by that movie's logic, I mean...
Oh, yeah, Stumacher lived out in the middle of nowhere. Sydney lived in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I get it. All right, I
Country,
retract.
California, but they present it as being like, the town square is like... I don't know, as if towns are made up like that a great deal, where like it's the town square is this concentrated area of where the schoolhouse,
like a park, one block.
yeah, all this stuff is, and then you have homes that just stretch on for 15 miles in every direction.
Yep. Yeah, because your town square is going to have all your little shops.
Yeah, so I mean, depending on where you live, like you can, I can see the confusion of being like, so this is a small town or a big town? Because it feels like a small town, but it's apparently the biggest small town in California.
When they're talking about the stab movies, we learn that the first 3 are based on Sydney's life.
Yeah, the Gale Weathers books.
Then they go elsewhere because Sydney threatened to sue them if they kept using her life story.
Well, that's the story that we're told. We're not ever confirmed that.
Right. I mean, that's as close to being confirmed as we hear that.
Yeah.
But then we immediately go to she wrote a New York Times bestseller telling her story. again, it's kind of like the theater thing in 2 when you said you never pegged Sydney for a theater kid. I never pegged her as a let me write a book about my life person.
I'm more accepting of that though, because I feel like if everybody can write it, like we literally covered a movie where a character wrote his own survivor story, I Survivor. So all you have to do is live through something, and you have a book deal that is almost guaranteed to print you money right there. So that that is way more acceptable in my mind's eye than her being a theater kid.
But does that not give you the inclination that she could potentially be the killer in 4? She's angry with the movies for telling her life story. She threatens to sue them. She makes her own book. I have this feeling that she was intended to be the killer in that movie.
No.
And I feel like it would have been perfect.
I never got the impression. If anything, I thought that they were doing a job of doing something they haven't done before, of really being her, being under like a lot of like coincidental circumstances. Like, it is your rental car. You did flee the scene. Like, we know she's not, but we can also see that it's to everyone else. They're not picking up on it's just coincidence. Or like, it's awfully strange that shit starts going down as soon as you come back into town and you have a lot of ties here and you fled a crime scene. What's going on here? But Dewey's never like, not once is he questioning shit, which is kind of funny because he has like, once the slip of the tongue happens and the stab wound to Gail's shoulder coincides with what Jill is telling him in the hospital bed at the end of the movie, he's like, shit, she's the killer.
Whoop. Whoop, 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 takes off down the hall.
Yeah, like all this coincidental stuff. He's like, Sydney did not do none of this stuff. She is a victim in all this. What? Jill said something about a wounded shoulder and she didn't know about it? Where's my gun?
Pew! Yeah, the shadow or the smoke cloud of him stays. Phew,
his mustache stays in place and it has to catch up with him.
Spinning. The ending is an area of contention for me as well, because
absolutely, because these kids,
she has to kill. She's going to kill everybody. Just the hospital scene. I'll let you jump back a few minutes, but the hospital thing to me, once Dewey has figured it out, air quotes, she goes into Sydney's room to try and suffocate her, and then she just digs the hole deeper and deeper and deeper.
There's no escaping now. She has to rewrite her own narrative.
Yeah, what's the end all be all? What's the end game now? Because she wanted to be famous. She wanted to be a victim.
Now she's flipped the script. She'll be infamous. She went from being the She officially did the Batman shit where she lived long enough to become the villain. She's no longer the hero. She was the hero getting wheeled out in the ambulance. Now she's turned villain when she's in the hospital room.
I just don't get why she wouldn't say, well, I heard Trevor and Macaulay Culkin's little brother say that they stabbed the shit out of you. They stabbed you in the shoulder. That's where I heard it. You know, because every killer over-explains their motive. Yeah, they were talking shit before this happened.
Which is where my issue comes up, is so they've learned, this cinephile learned absolutely, they apparently know everything about goddamn Ghostface that you shouldn't have the ability to know about. We're just missing the fucking cleaning of the knife. But they don't know enough to not do the whole James Bond bullshit where they're going to explain how everything's going to go down before they've completed it. Except the fact that they actually, in the first movie, we don't know until the third movie, Stu is going to be the fall guy for Billy. In this one, Jill sets that up perfectly where she's like, no, this was always intended. You are going to be you are the Stu Mocker, and just stabs him to death. Like,
you're the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, so we have that, but the whole explaining everything.
Sydney just stands there like a goon, too.
Yeah, she's like, I'll just be over here while you're, we're going to run into the window. Yeah, that's okay.
You caught me monologuing again.
I'm going to pretend to be dead on the floor here.
I think it would be okay if it wasn't a full-blown, like, 3-page line read. A true monologue.
Yeah, there's enough time Sydney could pull a chair up and sit down.
She's just standing there. Standing there, listening. Why not run? Why not? Because you know, as soon as she's done talking, she's going to try to kill you. Mm-hmm. There's not a punch to the face. There's not a knee to the gut. There's not a run around the couch. There's nothing.
There should be the scream scene there where it's all done and she turns and has the stew saying, oh, shit. She was right here, man. Right here. She's gone, man.
She looked dead, man. Still does.
Yeah, like that should be what is going on here instead of just, oh, is it my turn to talk now? You're done? You sure you're done?
Yep, let me jump in like a game of double dutch. Mm-hmm. It goes on forever. And again, that's why I'm saying, why not just fingers crossed and hope Sid doesn't wake up? Because Dewey tells her it's touch and go, but that's also very convenient.
And it's not touch and go because she's not under a lot of like heavy...
She wakes up immediately.
Yeah, she's not like under a lot of like machines. She's not hooked up to a ton of things. She's just, got an IV in her arm and she's laying in bed. Like, how is this touch and go? If it's touch and go, there should be someone monitoring. She should have more shit hooked up to her. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And also, with Jill being the killer, and she put herself through a ton of shit. She stabbed herself in the arm. She ripped out her hair. She busted her face.
She did some Fight Club shit where she's like, I'm just waiting for her to uppercut herself through that glass table.
Oh, yeah.
I am Jack's raging inferno. I am Jack's colon.
You don't know where I've been, Lou. That's a different scene, but either way, it doesn't matter.
That's what I was feeling watching it. I was like, she's going Fight Club here. I'm kicking my ass, do you mind?
She beats the shit out of herself, and then she's in the hospital, not heavily sedated.
No, because again, severe stab wounds, you can just get on up. Yeah,
just hang out, relax. No. She'd be on so many painkillers. She'd be drooling all over herself. Same thing with Sydney. That's why...
Trust me, the wife had her own minor surgery this past week. She's still fucked up. She still can't move too fast.
It takes like 2-3 days.
Yeah, she's not ready to go into a full-fledged fight in her room.
She's not going to be sprinting down the hall in any time soon.
Yeah, she's not ready to do the Maniac Cop 3 shit and clear someone's head with the fucking little heart paddle thingy that George Clooney uses.
That's also, Gale Weathers gets right up out of her bed to go have the finale.
Yeah.
She's been stabbed. She's injured.
They're all in recovery mode.
Apparently takes about 35 minutes.
Yeah.
You just get you get some saline pumped in you, you're good to go.
Yeah, just slap a Band-Aid over that and like, all right, that'll be $32,000.
No orderlies roaming the halls at all.
No.
Ever.
No nurses, no doctors, no nothing.
Yeah, we cannot use this is an abandoned wing. Because even if they gave them their own private wing, there would be nurses out the ass. There would be police detail out the ass.
You would hear, somebody would come in once they hear a brawl going on in one of the rooms. Even if you don't see someone immediately, you'd be like, I hear some shit breaking down there. Well, you should probably go check that out.
Yeah, even if it was the slow creep down the hall.
Yeah, like they've unhooked themselves from machines. That alerts people. They will come in and check things out. Nobody shows up.
Nurse.
We never see a doctor. Not once. 3 people are in the hospital. They've all had potentially life-saving surgery to help clean up knife stabbing wounds. Not one doctor, not one nurse. Nobody. We see nobody in this hospital except people we've already seen, which are goddamn cops.
Yeah, it's desolate. Also, there's no Gale Weathers 2.0. There's no reporter who's Tony Pope in it and looking for a back door to come into the hospital and try to get footage of them in the hospital.
We kind of do. We have the...
Where's that?
We have the publicist.
Well, yeah.
Which probably got the biggest laugh out of me. That publicist thrown off the roof when Dewey's like press conferencing. Everything is fine. We're nearly complete with this investigation. Yeah. Smash.
God is my witness. She is broken in half.
Oh, well, somebody stop this damn match, please. Enough is enough.
She's another random character.
Yeah, I don't understand why that character gets offed.
Bumping up the body count, but yeah, that's my thing is I don't understand why no cutthroat, so to speak, reporter is trying to get the scoop, get into that hospital, get that story.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to me. Because, 4 movies earlier, we had Gale Weathers looking for the back door to the police station. To do what? To just barge in and straight up Tony Pope it. Like, I'm here with hard copy and this is dead bodies everywhere. Sydney, got anything to say? Like,
Sydney, your ass looks fat.
I touched the lilac. I touched the bird.
Kill swallows.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. Especially since we're really leaning into that meta commenting on media. We're commenting on the horror genre.
I did like that. Where Courtney's like, it's meta. And Dave was like, it's what? Meta. I heard one of these kids use it. Meta was not in the vernacular in 2011. It is now.
No,
but
it was creeping in for sure.
Yeah. Give it a few years and then we'll have the new versions of that called requel and whatever the other terminology is. I've already forgotten it.
I can't remember.
Give it 2 weeks and we'll remember it.
Yeah. So, overall, since this was your second viewing, is this one that you enjoy a great deal, or is this just like 2 and 3 for you?
I'll put it ahead of 2 and 3.
Wow, really? Okay.
But it ain't, like, Maybe because it's newer to me, I'll probably forget and be like, yeah, I don't remember much about it. But I think the saving grace to me is Kirby for this movie. If they had just pivoted and did more of a her story, I probably would have been like, I think this has some legs. This has some legs for me. I know it's different for different strokes, different folks. But rewatchability, I'll put it 1, 4, 2, 3 at this point. Maybe I just wanted more out of that character. She grew on me. Initially, I saw the kids. I'm like, I'm not gonna like any of these kids, and she grew on me. She just had something, which I'm also curious when she kisses Culkin. If she would have made out with him, would he have thrown the entire plan out? Would he have been like,
yeah, maybe.
Fuck this shit, Jill's not. Jill's a 2. A 2 behind this.
She really is.
Like,
she is compared to Kirby for sure.
Yeah, just make out. Kirby makes out with him. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna just put all this shit on her instead.
That's when he stabs her too. He says, 4 years. It took you 4 years to notice me. Blah blah blah. Both my wife and I are like, so you kill her? Life is just starting. Life is just starting.
Yeah, but everything's dramatic for kids. Everything's life or death socially at that point. But I mean, still, even if it took 4 years, took 4 years, but I mean, you were there. It was going to happen. You have actually more. You have more in common than you thought you did. She's letting that shit out that she knows and into the same shit you're into. You are gonna get somewhere. Trust me.
Save the cheerleader, save the world. She is from Heroes. If you didn't know that.
No, I did not. I did not watch Heroes.
It's incredible, and so she has, like you said, she has legs. Like her story, she's just a good actress for one.
Yeah, she just has presence.
Mm-hmm. And so when they kill her, air quotes, in this movie, it's a bummer. It stings a little bit.
It's the only one I'm like, shit.
Dang it. Yeah, exactly. Everyone else is kind of whack.
Yeah, even Anthony Anderson, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, you knew the cops are going to bite it. They're just comic relief. They're fine for what they are, even if it's stupid, but we've come accustomed to stupid, inept police officers. That's just how it is.
Honestly, I'd kind of been fine if we killed Dewey here and we just have Anthony Anderson take up the goofy cop character for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
Yeah, that would have been...
Have him be the new Dewey.
Would have been different.
Yeah. Go different. Go goddamn different. Just do it.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing. They always preach about how Scream is different.
Yeah,
they're doing something different.
Don't fuck with the original.
Yeah. They always talk about that, but they never have the guts to do it. And when we get to Scream 6, which you have not seen yet, and I spoiled the fact that Kirby's in it, you're going to find that she's very underutilized. And that's a bummer because you like her, I like her. I think that's why she's back, is because the audience...
It was like, you fucked up.
Did like her.
You fucked up without having... And we didn't even talk about Officer Judy a great deal, because I know she comes back in the next one.
Yep, yeah. I like Officer Judy.
She's okay. I think she's definitely trying to move in and take over, Gail's spot, Come on, Dewey. Just have one of my squares.
You like lemon squares.
Windy peppercorn.
This magic moment. But she's also set up actually very well to be. She's a red herring.
She's got eyes that can be a variety of things between like caring, like alluring, creeped out, and like
menacing,
hiding something potentially. Yeah, she's got a lot of range just in her eyes.
Yeah, was she in that? Was it called Sugar and Spice?
I think so. She's also Dr. Block from Planet Terror.
Yes, she is. Yeah, she's awesome, and she has that weird infatuation with Dewey. And then we have the one scene where she's hiding in the dark.
Yeah, we never see her face. I was like, that's some Nightmare on Elm Street looking shit. Like we see her kind of silhouette, but we never really see her too much. And she's just,
you don't remember me, do you?
Yeah, I was like, why don't you say something a lot less creepy, like hi?
Yeah, instead
we had class years ago.
You had a lot going on, though.
Yeah, and Nev Campbell's playing it pretty well. She's like, yeah, it's nice catching up with you.
Locks the bedroom door.
Yeah, I've got to go because my grandma's on fire right now. So I'll talk to you later, officer lady that I don't know from high school. I'm sorry, I don't remember you from high school. Don't kill me.
Yeah, I totally feel safer with you here.
I'm glad you have an automatic weapon on your hip.
Yeah, and a bulletproof vest. Which is killer MO. The killer starts wearing a bulletproof vest in the previous films.
Doesn't she have a...
Doesn't get shot in this movie, though.
Doesn't she have... Yeah, she does. She gets shot...
No, she does, but the killer doesn't.
Yes.
Because we had 2 movies now, right, where the killer gets shot.
Yeah.
Killer gets shot in 2 and 3, I think. Shot in 2?
Yes. Lola Fantastic gets the shit shot out of him.
I just meant in the Ghostface garb.
Yes.
Like wearing a bulletproof vest.
Shit. No, I'm thinking of 3.
I can't remember.
I'm thinking of 3. Dewey shooting him outside of the trailer.
Yeah, up against the van or whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But all I know is here we're 4 movies in, and Sydney's kill count is now up to 6. She has just got a litany of bodies behind her.
And one of them is her cousin. And one of them is her brother.
When we're done with you, we're moving on to family members, boys.
Sidebar, she also killed her dad. Just for no reason, though.
He put his hand on her shoulder in a dark room one time. Just to surprise her for her birthday, and he had stabbed him 22 times and shot him. Threw him off a roof.
This movie, I don't think it was very well received when it came out. I feel like maybe they missed the boat because they waited so long, which is weird because we waited so long. We got Scream 4, we got the team back, Wes before the cancer got him, Kevin Williamson back together. Like, it's the dream team. You got the 3 originals back together. It's in Woodsboro. It's everything that we...
It should work, yeah.
And it does on a few levels. But it's just, I don't know, man. Again, it's that whole rinse and repeat. Too little, too late. But then we wait another 10 years, and when we get Scream 5, which we'll talk about in 2 weeks, as much as...
Where's the real departure? For franchises, that's where we're waiting for. Where's the departure? Where's the Nightmare 2 version of this series? Where's the Friday 5 of this series? Where's the Curse of Thorn trilogy for this series? When's it going to go to that craziness? That's just very different. Very unique, very different. That's what I'm waiting for.
That's what we need. Yeah, shake it up. I mean, again, with them saying that these movies are always so different. This killer feels different. This is different. This is... And it's all the same.
Like, no, they don't. They feel exactly the same, and that's what we determine is our biggest problem with the series, is they feel like the same guy. And it's not ever the same guy. They're dead.
Yeah, all 6 of them.
Yeah, there's 6 dead bodies, and they're all acting the exact same. And we're not done yet. We got 2 more to go. At least 2 more to go. 2 more killers at least to go, if not more. I don't know.
Do you have anything else you want to touch on before we move on to our next segments, Evil?
not particularly. I would be like, where do you go from here? But I think we just talked about where we would go from here. So no, I don't think of any. I can't think of anything that I would bring up that we've not already discussed. I hit all the points that I could think of and have noted down. So that's Scream 4. Yeah. How long is it between that and the next one? I can't remember the time difference.
It's another decade.
Really? It's 10 more years?
Yeah, 2021 or 2020.
God
so
damn,
9
really?
years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We took a really long time.
Jeez. Now I'm really feeling old. Like there's 20 years between sequels, between a couple of the movies.
Yeah.
No wonder Neve Campbell's tired of coming back.
And the landscape of horror changes so much also from 3 to 4 and then from 4 to 5.
Yeah, this is the found footage era here.
Oh yeah, we're leaning hard into the paint with found footage. And like you said, the technology wasn't even there, but we're just going to pretend it is. Whatever.
So I'm wondering if we're going to get holograms by 6.
Probably.
Full-fledged holograms.
The hologram of Tupac was the killer in Scream 6. Spoiler alert.
You know what? Instantly, I'll put it as the number 2 ranked Scream if we do that. First one is still number 1, but I would make that number 2 easily. Like, you know what? That's just crazy and different enough that it's good.
Damn right. Well, I suppose, Evil, let's move on to the next segment. What's next?
Hatred. Pure unadulterated hatred for this movie. It's time for the Amazon 1-star reviews.
Hated it.
Women power is super imprinted on these 1 stars for this movie. It's
I can imagine.
It's heavy, man.
Oh boy.
Oliver M., March 13, 2022. Stupid, toxic feminist agenda. 1 star. Satanic message in this, like everything they make now, virginity is sacred or meaningful. A boyfriend that cares about his girlfriend is a stalker. As if it's better not to call or contact a girlfriend.
He cheated on her. That's kind of the whole. They were having a break.
Wow, you just went friends on me.
Yep.
I really feel about all these movies, the series over the past 10 years. As a black man, my comment won't get posted. I'm glad and I hope World War III happens because I am sick of the way people run the world in the USA. Just the worst. I would love it if Bezos could give me $5 million donation for me to live my life. But even if I wanted to beg for it, I wouldn't know where to go. I want to leave this country. He really...
What in the hell was that all about?
I don't know. He went from, a boyfriend and a stalker to, you know what? I'm a black man that wants to leave the United States, and Bezos, you need to pay me the way to do it.
Hook it up. Get on
Oliver's
that
got some
submergible.
shit to sort through there.
Yeah. You're projecting.
Kenneth Charles Fortune.
Nice
October
name.
2nd, 2023. I love that name. 1 star sucks. This movie was a drag and wasn't funny at all. So Charles wanted a comedy. Kenneth Charles Fortune.
We got enough comedy in 3. I feel like it's a decent balance in this movie. It's just more the same. That's my only gripe, and whatever.
We need to make something with that character name in it. Kenneth Charles Fortune. Mm-hmm. That's a money man name. Michelle Schneider, November 22nd, 2023. 1 star. I don't like it. It's terrible. Jenna Smith.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Jenna Smith, July 19th, 2023. 1 star. No. Didn't really like it. Brian Milano, May 9th, 2023. 1 star. Absolute trash.
Alyssa Milano's brother.
Maybe. Acting is awful. More propaganda. Typical Hollywood.
Yep, we're ushering in the woke era.
So, Wokey McWokerson on March 31st, 2023. 1 star. Digital code problem.
Oh, here we go.
It's no fair. We just buy the movie and we can't use the digital code because it expired since 2012.
Wow, that was written like Tommy Wiseau wrote it.
So 2012 to 2023, bought it in 2023. The code expired in 2012. He's like, meh.
How does a digital code expire?
I don't know, but I've had it happen. I've had codes, like I try to put it in there, like this isn't a thing anymore.
It's not food. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, the company or whatever that may put it on expired.
Yeah, I suppose that's
Which,
true.
Voodoo is getting ready
on
to change. Voodoo is going to become Fandango.
Really?
Yeah, I got an email about that a while back because I have my digital libraries through Voodoo.
Does that mean you're going to lose all your titles?
No, they're like, everything's going to stay the same. You won't lose a single thing, but I think Voodoo is officially going to be just rebranded Fandango. So it's going to be a merged thing. Who knows? I may lose some movies off that merger. I don't know.
That's weird. Yeah. Keep me posted because that's... We keep talking about that. You know, what happens
Yeah.
if these digital places go bankrupt or whatever?
When they do.
Yeah. Will they take your titles? Because it's not like they can leave those servers up. Right or wrong? I don't know. I'm not a tech guy, so...
No. But here's a tech guy sounding name. Orlando Langarica. March 1st, 2023. 1 star, total fail. Only buy movies with a digital copy. This digital copy expired years ago.
Sad. Orlando.
Let's see here. Rico and Dino.
And Dino? Like two people?
No, Rico and Dino. Rico and Dino.
Oh.
These are
And Dino.
not Rico and Dino.
I'm trying to pay attention to the Rico and Dino
Rico
show.
and Dino.
In the morning.
March 2nd, 2022. 1 star. Glad I didn't see it in theaters. Wait till releases on TV. Let me save you 2 hours. The killers were the best friend and the boyfriend. The reason they did it? To keep the movie franchise alive. There. Now you can go spend your money and time on other movies that are actually worth it.
That was pretty harsh.
Joshua Brent Lewis. March 5th, 2022. 1 star. Another woke piece of trash.
Ooh, what'd you say, 2022?
2022.
Okay.
Had some admirable qualities, but like all the entertainment now, it's nothing more but woke bull crap.
Took that guy 11 years.
No movie can be made without a gay scene, a social commentary, or close circle of friends that cover every race except Hispanic, interestingly, and socioeconomic group. Luckily, though, the girls are all stronger than the guys, or so at least it is realistic. 55 people found that helpful.
Wow. That's impressive. That might be a new
record.
New world record. Yeah. 55 people. That's crazy talk, dude.
Yeah. And to round out the 1 stars from William D. Johnson. So Billy Johnson, April 28, 2023, 1 star. Please let this series die. If you've seen one, you've seen them all.
It needs to die. It has to die.
Which I would just modify that and say, if you've seen one, you don't need to see them all.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I gotta be like 100% transparent. When we decided we were gonna cover this franchise, I had a conversation with Snarls. And so no doubt, Snarls, if you're listening, I hate to disappoint you. Because Snarls said to me, that's gonna be kind of tough for you because Evil only likes the first one. And you like the other ones a little bit, don't you? And I said, yeah, I do. You know. Full disclosure, rewatching these.
You're like chicken Robin Hood Men in Tights. You're like, I do not.
Yeah, I'm definitely I'm losing my luster for these other films. Not that I had a lot. Let's, be 100% transparent with that too. Like, I like them enough. but not enough to watch them.
Are you in the same boat I am of like you really want it to be? Like you're not, but you want it to be. You see the merchandise, all the T-shirts and the memorabilia and all that shit, and you're like, I want to be. I really, really want to be. But then I watch the movies and it's like, I can't be, but I still want to be.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if that's because we're old, because we weren't old when these movies were coming out. It just feels like maybe you and I, because we are, like, by the time these later films started coming out, we kind of had, we grow as adults. We learn things. We become, our personalities change a bit. But I think by the time we get to, like, Scream 3 and 4, we've pretty much, I don't want to say leveled out, but we know who we are as people and as fans of things. And we know what we like. And the problem is, these movies, they keep coming out, and they are essentially coming out for the next generation and the next generation. So they get a little softer. They get a little more, goofy. They try to be a little more hip. Whatever it is, it's that landscape of horror that's changing, and we're still in 1996 a little bit. And maybe that's what I'm noticing is, like, my horror sensibilities don't really want to, like, hang out with these movies. I'm like, they're cool for what they are. And I'm glad there's 6 of them, 7 of them.
The more they go on, you feeling a bit of that, hello, fellow kids.
A little bit. But, and that's probably because the later entries in the Friday the 13th franchise came when we were still, like, not growing up, but, 09 was the last one, and we're both starting families, and,
Again, I'm going back to because it's the same guy
exactly
in the movies, and it's different people here. That fucks with me on a different level.
Yeah, because it's, like you said, everyone should have a different thing.
Yeah.
How they do something. And also, when Jill is wearing that Ghostface costume, that's hilarious.
When she's wearing it, I love when Gail's wearing it. She's like giving the peace sign. That's some definitely hello fellow kids vibe she's putting out. Like, I'm a happening youngster too.
Yeah, I'm one of you guys.
Party, huh, guys?
Yeah, just got these new vans. Check out my
kicks.
Yeah, my birdhouse skateboard.
Scope out my kicks, bras.
My heartogram belt buckle.
That shit is whack, dude.
Yo.
My dudes.
Hey, I still say my dude.
Well, that's her old age coming in there a bit,
Yeah.
She was hanging more into bras. That'd be more. They should be ahead of the time.
That's when the franchise jumps the shark. If Ghostface calls someone bruh.
Hello, bruh.
What's up, bruh?
I'm Theo.
What's up?
Never tired of that, but
No, that's hilarious.
instantly tired of the bras. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should do that. We should just do our own Budweiser commercial where we're just braing back and forth.
Bruh.
The kids will love that.
Yep, there it is. Oh boy. Well, now that you're done with the Amazon 1-star reviews, Evil, what does that mean?
It's time to play the game in the middle of the ring. We're on a podcast. Time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. And then we did it on the dead hills of Amityville, Horror Lighthouse on the left, Nightmare on Street, Red Valentine, Black Christmas, House of Wax, the Fog Piranha, one of those, right? Right.
Wow, you just scatted there. No.
Well, that's how Lenny talks.
Oh yeah, that was excellent.
He doesn't enunciate everything.
Nope. Just growl right
Just
through it, baby.
ram shit together.
Randy the Ram, if you will, the wrestler, deep cut. But that's right, it's time to play the game. And if you're new here, welcome. But you're probably scratching your head, asking yourself, what is the game? Well, the game is a deep cut in and of itself, where you gotta pick a prop from the movie that we are covering, but it can't be a well-known prop. So since we're covering Scream 4, I'm just gonna say the same shit I've said 3 times before. You can't take the mask, you can't take the cowl, you can't take the boots, and you can't take the knife. Oh, and the book is also low-hanging fruit. Don't do that. It's dumb. Pick something weird. Pick something oddball. Let us know on the comments on the podcast. Let us know on Patreon, Discord, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you find us, because we gotta know. That being said, Evil, do you want to go first this week?
Lemon squares.
Yeah. Every time we watch this one or 5, my wife is like, I need to make lemon squares again. So it gets the house filled with lemon squares, and I'm all for it. That's a good prop.
Honestly, I don't know if I've ever even had a lemon square, so...
Next time you're here, my wife will make you some.
Okay.
And they don't taste like ass. They're delicious.
Am I the only one that took that differently? Like, when he's like, they don't taste like that. Because believe me, Dewey eats ass.
I guess I didn't think of that, but... That's
old man me talking. Like, is he talking about like eating it? No, that's just me.
2011, we weren't ready for ass eating. No. The kids are gonna love it though.
Shit, kids today are that way. I literally was having a Clerks 2 moment where a 20-something's like, poop comes out of there. I'm like, would you grow up? Like, I'm not doing that. Poop comes out of there. I was like, would you just grow up?
I'm not ready to grow up. I'm gonna say that.
You're a Toys R Us kid.
Yeah, I called the shit poop. Oh, okay. So, if I'm gonna take a prop that means anything, I got 2, I guess.
Take the H2 poster and burn it.
I would. I would take the coffee table that she smashes through.
A piece of it.
Yeah, or pre-smashed or whatever. I would either do that, or we're going Maniac Cop 3 and I'm taking that defibrillator. Because that's... I mean, we talked about the ending, but that's dumb, dude.
Just one
She's got
word.
Time to crawl over there.
Clear.
Clear. My eyes rolled like a slot machine. Oh, so bad. That's so bad. Why?
That's not this series.
No, that's so weird, right? It's forced. It's so forced.
Yeah.
It's a cool weapon to use.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong.
We love
I'm
it.
down with the use. Yeah.
It's not here.
Yeah, had her face frying like the doctor in Child's Play.
And she gets up from that, because of course everyone has to get up from their supposed death in the movie, which is okay. But this, no. Yeah,
there's no brain function. I don't think. I also have never been defibrillated, but I don't think it goes well for people that don't need it and get it. You know?
I don't know either. I'm also not in the camp of needing to be defibrillated yet.
They shoot her, and the bullet's lodged in her, and then they chuck her in the MRI machine, and the bullet rips out and bounces around, and Valentine's Day massacres her ass.
If Ghostface used it, would you have been all right with that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel if you flip that script, I'm fine with it. But because it's done to a Ghostface killer, I'm not. This doesn't belong here.
Yeah, too creative.
Maybe that's because what I'm wanting from Ghostface in the movies is
switch it
differentiality.
Up. Yeah, switch it up a little bit, please. They do that with the trivia question. What's Jason's weapon? Oh, a machete.
I was like, everything.
No.
Everything's his fucking machete.
Yeah.
Everything, including a machete, is his weapon.
a litany of anything, and that we are missing. Because most slashers, even the one-off guys, use different things. Even Russ Thorne in Slumber Party Massacre, whose primary weapon is a power drill. There's the machete thing, like whatever.
Yeah, where's the
switch it up? Be
saw
different.
blade on a stick, garrote wire, a telephone cord for Michael Myers. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, a pitchfork, whatever. I mean, you're in a barn.
Grinder, yeah.
Let's go. And we're missing that. We're missing that a lot. And we get some in 6 because they even show it in the trailer, so I'm not ruining anything for you. There's a shotgun. But
yeah, I've seen the shotgun. And I saw a flame thrower, some aspect. So I'm curious to see where that goes.
Too little, too late. Maybe 6th entry. Let's give him different weapons.
I'll have a different tone in a couple weeks. But right now I'm saying, you know what? It's never too late to finally give me what I want.
Yeah. So
6 may be my favorite one. Who knows?
It could be.
Could be a turnarounder.
I doubt it. But
I like your
optimism.
optimism.
I'll go with you.
I'll go with you, Sally.
Because
I'll go with you.
I've only seen it once, so I actually have to buy it so that I can rewatch it. I just haven't picked it up yet. I was hoping it'd be in the $5 bin, but it's not there yet, so I'm going to end up spending $16 for the DVD at Walmart, which is steep for a DVD, but is what it is. I suppose. Anything else you want to hit on, Evil, or are we...
I think that's it for this movie. It's a wrap.
All right. I suppose we should probably get going because, after all, there's a lot of movies out there and somebody's got to watch them. So why not us, right?
So where is this circle jerk going to take place?